Well, hello, this is Stacy Adams, and welcome to my channel, The Rebuilding of Me. And this is yet another step in the process. If you're joining me for the very first time, I am all about all things being made new and in the process of rebuilding. Rebuilding after what, Stacy? Maybe after the loss of a loved one through death. Maybe it's after a divorce. Maybe it's after bankruptcy or a loss of your job, or you had to close down a business. Maybe you're an empty nester and you're starting all over in some sort of way in your life. It is the rebuilding of me. Yes, me, but you're taking this journey with me. So you're me too. We are going on this process together. And today I am literally trying to figure out, why can't I open my box? And for those who are newer, I will be focusing along my journey on what I call my four F's: faith, fiction, finances, and fun. And today happens to be a bit of my faith and also fiction. As a writer, I love telling stories and all of those things, dealing with fiction and so forth. But long story short, I wrote a book. I was a part of an anthology, and it's in tribute to my mother and many other mothers from the contributing authors. And yet I've been holding this box for over a week now because I couldn't get myself to seemingly open the box, literally. And I kept praying about it and asking, like, God, what is going on? I had been so anxiously anticipating the arrival of the books, looking forward to it. I wanted to have it as a special tribute to my mom, as I mentioned. And yet when they arrived, I couldn't get the courage to do it. And I didn't understand why until God started to reveal to me was that this box right here not only represents a passage of grief for me, as it's dedicated to my mom who's been gone almost 5 years, but is also representing growth. So I'm having this emotional tug of war between grieving the loss of my mother and my father and that season of my life as a caretaker and loving them and still having them here, and the fear of moving forward into the growth that this book and all the other things that are springing forth out of me represents. And so literally having this tug of war. And so I've got this conflict of compound grief happening, this conflict of fear of the unknown, fear of success, fear of moving forward without those people who meant the most to me, and then all those other little losses that we have along the way. I had a car stolen by those so-called Kia boys, so I felt the loss of that because I had finally paid off my car. I felt the loss of a trip to the Holy Land that I had been planning with some members of my church family and our senior apostle, and I was so excited about it. And guess what? It got canceled because the war between Iran and Israel broke out 5 days before I was scheduled to leave. Now, I know that was the grace of God that it happened in that timing so that we weren't there. I wasn't there when war was breaking out. And yet at the same time, I grieved the loss of not having that experience, not having that trip, so many different things. There was this tug of war between what I've lost and what is yet before me. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who has put some stuff in a box or have left it in a box because it was too difficult to deal with. Maybe your box situation is you're going through a divorce and you didn't want to deal with the emotions of that. Instead, you just said, let me focus on my kids. Let me make sure my babies are all right. Maybe your box was, I want to dream and have my own business, but I went through financial ruin when I tried it before. So you put that on the shelf. You put that in your proverbial box. And I saw an article online with Psychology Today, and they call it compartmentalizing. It's like you mentally, subconsciously put things in a box because you can't deal with it right now. But part of this journey of rebuilding means that we have to push past the uncomfortable things. We have to push past the things that seem to hold us bound and hold us tight. We have to push past the things that fearful and all those types of situations that we didn't want to face. And I didn't want to face a lot of things. I put a lot of things on hold. I put writing more books on hold. I put dreaming of doing other things or taking new adventures because I couldn't subconsciously and even in my forethoughts manage the emotions of grief and something new. I couldn't balance it out. It was like, oh, I'm doing good just going to work. I was doing good just working from home. I was just doing good to just keep things together. As I said to many family members and friends in the past 4 or 5 years of my life, I didn't have the luxury of falling apart. I would continuously say that. I don't have the luxury of falling apart. As a single woman, there was no husband and no second income to lean on. If I just felt like I just needed a long break, I took about a month off. And I got some grief counseling and those types of things. But to just completely just step back and fully regroup, I didn't have, I felt the luxury of time to do that. And yet I find myself in a place where I have to press on. I have to push into the things. And for those who might say, "Oh, you poor thing, I didn't experience that." Well, maybe you didn't experience compartmentalization. Maybe you didn't put your things literally in a box or emotionally in a box, but many times we do other things. We avoid things. We repress our feelings. We project our emotions off on other people and we're snappy. We do something because we haven't touched the box. We haven't dealt with that thing. And I know that the Bible tells us that let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, and all of those wonderful scriptures about our mind being transcended by the Spirit of God. And yet God gave us emotions, and yet He made us human. So instead of saying, "Oh, you poor thing," and just go get some more counseling, and let's be real. I'm a minister. I'm a licensed and ordained minister, elder, prophet. And at the same time, I am human. I come in a flesh suit just like everybody else. And all of us have emotions. God gave us emotions. He didn't give it to us so we have to put on Christianity as a robot and a fake facade. Like, oh, everything is perfect in my life. No, deal with your stuff. Deal with the box. Deal with the avoidance, whatever that thing might be. We need to deal with it. And in my case, it's not that I'm leaving my mom behind or my father behind, although subconsciously part of my brain feels that way, but it's learning how to carry them forward with me in the next steps, in the next stages of my life. And so with that, I am going to open my box. And I don't know if I'm going to show all the book right here because I want to do something special, have something special to unveil it in the next couple of weeks. If you're anywhere in the Chicagoland area, you'll know about it and I'll invite you to come out. But I'm going to do it. Let's open this box and see. Let's see. What is... What's next? I did it. The rebuilding of me continues. This is Stacey Adams. I'm having a moment, but it's okay. The rebuilding of me. Continue to take this journey with me. And like and subscribe. I'll tell you more about this new book. That's a whole different story.